Hey, what's going on, guys? Pretty good Tuesday to start off the week. Dollar down quite a bit. All from a double top, whipsaw, breaking down, and then the bearish retracement. And then the kickoff right here. Breaking previous lows all the way down. Pretty fun to watch. Not sure where the bottom is. We got previous lows here. We got previous highs here. So I look for support in those two areas. Looks like it didn't cross under 100. So best guess effort is measured move. So it looks like it could be almost there. What is that? Stick the high 103.80 to, let's see, this spot 101.80, let's say. So $2 down from 102. So it's, it's right there. So let's see if it keeps going or not. Let's take a look where the support is. It's right at support. Could take another leg, no problem. But we got support coming in previous highs all the way down. So pretty nice day. I wish that gold and silver would have picked it up just a little bit more, as one. I don't know how high the percentage drop was, but it just seems like gold and silver were menial on the upwards action compared to the dollar's downward action. So I don't know what's going on, but I'll take it. Longer term on the dollar, just to make sure, coming back into support. So next line of support in and around 99. So we'll see what happens. But now on a monthly, we are working with a double top. But that is the bullish retracement on the monthly. So be prepared for that. Any kind of sharp churn, consolidation in the dollar. S&P. Daily. Looks like we have a reversal bar here. Hit the top, closing below previous highs. It looks like a reverse head and shoulders, that the right shoulder over here is having a hard time trying to get across the neckline. Got higher lows or lower highs. We got reversal bar here, but rejection here back under the EMA 8. So we got support coming down, and we got a lot of resistance going up. And 6 points is pretty good downturn for the S&P, but we got the upward angle, sharp angle. We got a flat top. Let's see what happens when it gets crunched in between. It's going to have to make a move. Not quite a pennant, but it is ascending. Triangle. We got plenty of support on the way down. Support through time is coming up. Follow that 8 all the way across. Let's get a close below the 8. Too hard to tell, really. It's riding support all the way up, and you can see the trend going straight up almost. You got to reverse head and shoulders. Look for a failure on the outside. Otherwise, flat top break that neckline. Looks like it came down into support, pounced it pretty good, hit the other side, and now it's wavering in between support and resistance. We'll see what happens. Can't really tell when it's inside the trade, inside the range. Got to trade outside the range. Dow Jones, same thing. A little bit more drastic though on this one. Looks like Saved by the Bell one more time. Look for previous low breaks on that one. So what's going on with the S&P? S&P's hanging in there a lot better than the Dow. Got some trading action here on the S&P, which reminds me of the trading action of a hanging man. We got trading action here of falling star. We got hanging man plus this one falling star, almost perfect. And then the continuation the next day. Trade outside the pattern. If it follows what the Dow Jones looks like it's doing. Nice hanging man right there. Take that out. Take this out. This reversal bar. Take that out and watch out below. That's what I say. Otherwise, look out for previous high breaks, as always. It's getting closer and closer and closer, but that's a pretty ominous hanging man at the top of that chart. See what happens. NASDAQ. Looks like we had a reversal bar here that floated and then came back into the pattern and closed just at the high there. Looks like momentum's going to take it down into support somewhere. Take out this reversal bar and watch out below. We do have support coming all the way down. Got previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. Look for a crack below 5,000. Huge emotional spot for that chart. Let's see if we can go longer. Get anything out of this thing. So far, a bearish Rami coming in on the weekly. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Plenty of time for that to resolve itself. See what happens. Gold. Gold. Good bounce. Coming off that V bottom. Waiting for a sign. You can see on my daily chart, I put in the balance point between this opposing point and that opposing point. And it could be construed as that, no, that. That. There's my opposing point. So I took the opposing point and then the opposing point. That first opposing point, which is right there. That first opposing point. So anyways, it broke the balance point of my chart. That being said, it's got to break into previous lows, get to the other side of that range. Pretty good day for the first day. I tweeted out the fact that this thing had, in the middle of the night, I guess it wasn't too late, but 60-minute, I had this marvelous notion of a cup and handle that did break, and that was the break. Oh. There's the break. So cup and handle, I was waiting for some kind of a huge pullback. Throwbacks on the cup and handles are usually 40% of the time. So that could still happen. And I'm thinking that maybe it will, but because today gold hit a huge roadblock. Oh my god, I am way tired. Let me find it. That roadblock is sticking right there, that EMA 13 stuck it. I'm not sure if it's going to reverse, catch us an opposing point back into support, or is it going to bust open, hit the other side, and then come back in. Lots of variables going on, but we are crossing the 13 on a weekly. What I'm looking for during this week is, oh, it's just killing me. What I'm looking for is a pop into the 34. You can see the left shoulder and then the right shoulder. Or, even better, is to get above the 34 and consolidate above the 34 on a weekly. So, what is the ultimate goal above 1271 on a close? What is a good goal into resistance at 1271? Which, let's call it 1270, yeah. It is breaking the balance point. We could gain momentum by taking 50% of this whole range, which is 1373 and 1120. So let's get above 50% of that difference, and let's catch momentum for a ride. Silver, same thing, hitting that like a brick wall. What's important too on bottoms is making a new high, a higher high. So this is the high at 1723. Let's close the week above there. Let's crack the whip, boom, come back into support, closing above previous high. And that will mark our bottom. We're not there yet, obviously. On the daily, we're in that high pitched channel. One little snip outside there, you break. There's the previous high. We're almost there. We've knocked it. We knocked right into it. We need to shoot past it. It's only so tomorrow I'm guessing, back into the range, into support. Thursday, back up one more time, maybe another try. That's just my guesstimation, but it did hit a brick wall today, and it was trying. Hopefully this evening, let's take a look. 60-minute. Looks like that wall is in, top of that range. Come back into support, or we can just go sideways, kind of sideways, curl that little and pop. That'll be nice. Let's make a higher high for the week, marking the bottom. But silver, you can see the left and then the right coming in. So we need to make a peak. Let's get above previous high. Come back into support, gather our legs, make a U, and come across. That's how I like it. Let's take a look at 60-minute. Looks like we tried to get over the spot a couple times. Looks like we're working a whipsaw right now. And double top. So look for some kind of a retracement. I don't know how far it'll go. Right now it is had a bearish candle here, but it looks like it's climbing right back up it. So we'll see what happens. Copper had a good few moments there, but it kind of turned around on us. Let's get this out of here. Let's see. So we're back into support on the daily. We cracked the whip, came back into support, holding the EMA 8, follow that 8 trend on the intermediate trend all the way up. You can see how it got rejected. Back into support now. So let's hold this support for the week. Let's just bust out of here, flat top break, watch for it. Previous high break. Boom, boom. So copper's still healthy. We just need to run together this time. So silver, gold, maybe a little retracement. Catch up with copper as it breaks previous highs. Pretty nice U. Busted. Came back into support almost, and then came back into support. A little throwback here. Looks pretty healthy. Let's keep it going. Bitcoin, nice. I wish I could trade Bitcoin. It's just like free trade. It broke out previous. We had a cup and handle down here, or no, it was a high flying pennant down here, broke, came all the way back into the previous break, made a hammer. Once that hammer broke, boom, boom, broke previous highs, boom, came all the way back into previous break, and now it is off and running. Not sure. I wouldn't imagine this is going to make new highs anytime soon. This needs to, make a high, come back into support, make an opposing point, follow the trend. It's not gonna, I don't think it'll happen right away, but you never know with this one, as it came down in 2 weeks, and now 1 week back all the way up. We can go 2 weeks all the way back up here, and then 3. I mean, it could do one of those 1-2 punches, but not probable, as they say. We're now back into resistance. But beautiful. Take out this reversal bar right here, and it's off to the races, I think. And they're blaming all the derivatives. I think that did exactly what it was supposed to do. Broke previous high, broke, matched previous highs, and then came all the way back into support. It already did that once. This broke, came all the way back into previous breaks. Made a U, popped, came all the way back into the previous break. Pretty plain and simple, but you see all the news about all the derivatives, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So I don't know the big deal. There you go. Crude is supposed to be high flying. but it's getting stuck. Rejected, rejected. Now we got this reversal bar inside the pattern, and it looks like we're above support still. But the more time flies, price is going to get stuck below EMA 8, and then it's momentum's dead at that point. So let's see what happens. But look at that. Daily chart closes a falling star. So it looks like momentum is out. We'll look for support at previous lows or previous highs. Previous highs. Pretty sluggish. I mean, and then it makes a reversal bar at a lower high. So doesn't look good. I mean, it got pretty much rejected. Trying to move up, got rejected. Look out below, previous low breaks. Looks like the gas is out of that one. Breaking inside the pattern again. And that's that balance point too. The opposing point, and I just use this opposing point here. Now that things have developed, I think that that one is more appropriate, this opposing point here. Or that opposing point. Well, let's keep a line going. Just going to line it up with the previous lows. But it keeps getting rejected. Now it's back inside the pattern holding the EMA 8, so watch out below if that cracks down. This is a larger reverse head and shoulders. Maybe an opposing point in here and then crack. I thought 60 would be easy after cracking 50, but that is not turning out to be so. You got a previous high break, boom, came back into support, little throwback on the monthly. It's just a lot of hesitation. The longer it hesitates, the less momentum it's going to gain. That looks pretty nasty. Look out below, as an opposing point would probably be appropriate for that monthly chart. We got a left shoulder and then the right shoulder. See if this thing will come back in. Not sure anything could happen, but momentum's losing. Shanghai Composite. Damn. Nice reversal bar, look at that. Woo. Looks like it opened down and climbed all the way back up, closing above the previous high. There we go. Look for anything above, as that is a pretty good reversal bar. And then the next day closing above, confirming the reversal bar. What is that, a butterfly doji? Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then when this kind of doji is at the top, I think that's a gravestone doji. Or I could have it reversed, I'm not sure. But when the highs and lows close identical, or very close to it, you call that a long-legged doji. Reversal bar. One bar reversal. Looks like a little bearish retracement came in. Boom, 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 boom. Rejected it again and again and again. Look out below. I think we already talked about this. Bearish retracement. We had a breakdown, bearish retracement, breakdown, bearish retracement, rejected. As the EMA 8 comes down, look as price gets squeezed between the down resistance and the flat bottom. Watch that flat bottom break. Flat bottom break. Nikkei looks like bearish as well. Anything could happen with this bad boy though, especially on election day. Looks like momentum's carrying. Not sure about any bearish retracement, as it just looks bearish. Closing on its lows. Came back into the previous candle, got rejected, making a small, tiny falling star. Look out below. You got support at previous highs. You got support at that gap. You got support at that end of the gap, plus previous highs. So it could come all the way back down into that point there. And that would probably complete the measured move. What do you got? Let's count squares instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that's the bottom. Measured move. Close enough. Coal. Come on, boy. Oh my God. There we go. Coal looks like one of those. I like this little thing now. One of these quick U's. It looks like a pop is coming. Looks like it did try to pop, but it closed on the EMA 8. But it has that look where that EMA 8 is squeezing inside of that 13 and then pop. So we'll see what happens. Could come up and then make a cup and handle. Something. But it looks like it's getting squeezed here. Look for a pop into the natural course of return. Nothing but a day. Looks like at the bottom of the channel on the weekly. So it could use a pop into 48 where resistance sits on the weekly chart. Get above the weekly. EMA 8 at all cost. TNX closing below the 8 on a weekly. Looks like that bearish retracement. Ooh. Nasty. Already go through this? I did. Sorry, I'm really tired. Deutsche Bank. Looks a little bearish action today. Closing below the EMA 8. Closing a lower high. Closing at previous highs. This one over here. Looks like it's closing right at, but not above. So looks like it got rejected from the previous highs, and then kabooey. Look for previous low breaks. You got a triple bottom here, closing on its lows. Does not look good for Deutsche Bank. Could come down and find a bounce at the 34, but if that doesn't hold, look out below. Be in no man's land, no problem. A little top heavy on Deutsche Bank, and that monthly is very telling as it broke above the 13. Now it needs to come back into support if it wants to keep the momentum going. And so far so good, as it got rejected so far. For the month, it's putting in a falling star. See if it'll carry. Let's see how AG did today. Nice bounce. Look at that. All we need to do on the monthly charts is close above previous highs, confirming the bullish retracement all the way back into support. Almost there on AG. Let's go to AG, selling a little bit more. Oh. That gap might have to fill, as that is a reversal bar. But no worries, you got support at 923. Let's see how we closed on the short term. Looks like we got a top here. You got previous highs, this high, and that rejection. So, hold the 8 through time. 8 will cross previous highs, and as long price stays above it, it will pop with it. Otherwise, if we close below, the 8 will be forced to swing down, but everything looks pretty bullish out there. It's a nice cup. Maybe it's just forming the handle. On the weekly, slicing through the 13, no problem. Look for a retracement back into support. I'd like to see that run a little bit more though. That's the left shoulder. If we can get this to pop and then make a right shoulder up in this area, that would be nice. But these are weekly charts. These take forever. So I gotta have some patience. Alright, so back to CLF. Cliffs, natural resources, iron ore. Nice U coming in on weekly. Nice stair step into support on the daily. Look for previous high breaks on this, as that is a bullish consolidation pattern. Very good. GDX, same as AG. I'm guessing that all these are going to come back into support. I hope they don't, but those gaps so far through this, oh, that gap didn't fill. That gap didn't fill either. That gap didn't fill. These gaps filled. We did break previous highs on GDX, so that is good. Look for anything back into support. It's really hard to tell with all these gaps going on. You got support at the gap. 23.15, anything below that, stay above the 8. Fill the gap. GDXJ, same thing. Same thing. Could be a nice cup and handle breakout on the daily chart. Nugget, same thing. Breaking in the previous lows. Breaking previous highs, flat top break. Look for any kind of retracement, fill the gap, and then off and running, I think. Too hard to tell what it's going to do in the morning. Too hard to tell. I'm guessing it's going to fill the gap because naturally that's what things do. But here's the gap. From 980 came up, tried to fill here but kept going, but then got rejected. And now we're closing the hourly on a little falling star. You got support here, but the gap doesn't fill until down here. So maybe a retracement back into the 34 on an hourly? I don't know. Too hard to tell. Look for previous low breaks. or this previous low break as it wants to fill. But we got a bottom here at 10.21, hole 10. Too hard to tell. J-Nug, bare knuckle trading for me, as I knew it was going to gap because I was watching the futures market all night, right? So it gapped, and I'm like, well, dazed and confused. I'm like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. And I'm like, well, let's stick to the program. I was going to sell right away because I knew it was going to fill the gap. So I did sell, but I didn't sell until it broke 9. And then it churned. So I was forced to rebuy. And now I think tomorrow it's going to fill the gap. It's just my double top recollection. But anything could happen. That was a pretty good move. But yeah, thinking maybe it'll fill the gap. I think URRE came back into 2. Let's look at that weekly chart. Looks like we're opening down. Get above that balance point. Opposing points. Swear I bet you these lines move all the time. But you can see the volume there. And the volume's not repeating itself. So look for some kind of a volume drying up, come back into support kind of scenario. Hold the 2. Holding 2 would be awesome on this one. But you never know what's going to happen. NAK had a good day. Where is NAK? Looks like NAK gapped into resistance and got rejected. Let's see if it'll fill the gap, make a nice U, and then come across that previous high. It's likely to fill the gap. Anything can happen, but gaps usually fill, not always. You got support at 243. Breaks below 243, you might want to carry to the other side. You got support at 235. You also got support at previous high. No, it closed at previous high. So it pretty much got rejected on the breakout. But it's indecision spinning top as well. So hang on one second. All right, so natural gas. This is the 2 bigger ones that I've found. And what I'm looking at is a longer term weekly. Looks like it made a high and it's coming back into support, closing below the EMA 8. This one, on the other hand, is bullish retracing. Had a nice hammer over support. See if we can get a previous high break on this one. You can see the reverse head and shoulders real quick right here. There's a head, right, completed, and then came back in. Nice bullish retracement. I would imagine this thing is bullish over the long term. And but I can't get a natural gas chart for futures. Maybe I'm just not looking for it right. Looking for futures. I don't see anything. Let's take another look. Let's look at this. SAR gas, I don't know. Let's take a look at that. That looks like a top as well on a daily. A bearish encompassing pattern so far for the week. And then I got that one we covered, and then this one has a top coming back below the EMA 8 on a weekly. And you can see on the daily the bearish retracement, the crackdown, and then rejection here. So it looks like natural gas services group is bearish, but this one for the longer term, this one could be daily bearish too, but on a weekly it looks like it's got support and a little gusto coming off of a nice reversal pattern. So breaking previous highs could get a crack out of this one. So I guess maybe give me a symbol for a futures contract. I couldn't find it, and apologize, but that's all I got for gas. But I'll see you guys later. I appreciate everybody. Hit me up all over there on Steam it. Like to get some nice followers over there, get a nice history going. So far so good, but could be a lot better. I'll see you guys.